Vietnam War, many people met and fell in love in Vietnam, and the soldiers brought back their women and married them, giving them American citizenship. As said by Stevens and Moore in 2012 in a journal titling Marrying into the American Population, Pathways into Cross-Nativity Marriages, published by International Migration Review. There are 3 different major pathways leading to the formation of marriages between native-born American citizens and other nationals. Americans traveling abroad and forming relationships with non-Americans who immigrate to the U.S., non-Americans visiting or migrating to the U.S., followed by forming a relationship with an American in the country, and also a cross-nativity relationship initiated or encouraged under the guidance or at the best of a third party, someone not directly involved with the marriage, but who intervenes in the search process. You must have been a permanent resident or a green card holder for at least 3 years in the United States, been living in marital union with someone in the United States during that same time, and being their spouse, and meet all other eligibility requirements. As said in the website, how much does it cost to apply for a U.S. citizenship, published on the usimmigration.com, it is $680 for the test itself to become a naturalized American. It is another $595 for application fees and an $85 background check. The Department of Immigration should require those who marry for citizenship to take the American citizenship test. Marriages are being conducted between Americans and aliens to prevent deportation from not following rules on green cards. As said in How Much Does It Cost to Apply for U.S. Citizenship on the usimmigration.com, if you are unable to pay, you may use a credit card, or the USCIS will also grant fee waivers if you cannot afford the naturalization process. More and more marriages are happening just to avoid leaving the country. As said on USA.gov, green cards and permanent residence in the U.S. If you are a U.S. citizen, you can sponsor your foreign spouse or fiance, your foreign children, certain immediate relatives, such as your parents or your siblings. All immigrants must take the U.S. citizenship test in order to become a citizen. In this case, there are people taking the test, or people getting married just to take the easy way out. In an article by Nicolazi A.M. in 2001 titled, "We Do Not Want Our Girls to Marry Foreigners, Gender, Race, and American Citizenship," published in the NWSA Journal, derivative citizenship is citizenship contingent on the civic status of one's husband. Anyone who is married and gains citizenship should be required to take, pass the citizenship test. For this policy to change and go into effect, the easiest way would to require all those who are coming in to take the test and be able to pass it in order to be a citizen, and just those from when the policy goes into effect and on. It is really too difficult to instill this policy on those who have already gained citizenship. This may not be ideal, but it does make the situation better. It is very affordable for the department and relatively inexpensive to the alien in order to address the issue of why we require some aliens and not others to take the citizenship test. It is altogether it's $1,370 for the citizenship test. The Department of Immigration would pay for half or more of the cost, or there's also the fee waivers that you can use. As said by Lopez J.L. in 2015, Impossible Families, Mixed Citizenship, Status, Couples, and the Law. publicized in Law and Policy. Current scholarship on citizenship and the assumptions behind recent immigration laws are based on the premise that citizen relationships with both society and the state are not impacted by their relationships with their immigrants. Also said by Hidalgo and others, in 2008, military brides and refugees, Vietnamese American wives, and shifting links into the military 1980 to 2000, international migration. Migration through marriage stands this traditional sequence of events on its head. Those who will migrate make contacts with native first, then marry, and then migrate. Some cultural assimilation may occur in the original homeland, but most of the process of fitting into the new homeland takes place after marriage. My indictments are marriages are being conducted between Americans and aliens to prevent deportation from failure to follow regulations on green cards, and aliens are being brought in as citizens by marriage and not having to take the test like everyone else. The Department of Immigration should require those who marry for citizenship to take the American citizenship test.